Imagine this. You reach for a handful of nuts, thinking you're making one of the smartest choices for your health. Feels good, right? A quick snack packed with nutrients, the kind of thing everyone says will help you stay active and independent as you get older. But here's the surprise most people never hear. Not every nut is working for you. In fact, some of the ones you might eat every day could quietly raise your risk for things like liver damage, blood sugar spikes, or even interfere with the medications you rely on. And others? They act like tiny superfoods, protecting your heart, strengthening your bones, and helping your mind stay sharp. The difference between the two is bigger than you think. You're about to learn how to tell the heroes from the troublemakers. And by the end of this, you'll know exactly which nuts to keep in your kitchen and which ones to move to the rare treat corner of your pantry. These choices may sound small, but for someone over 60, they can shape how strong you feel, how well you think, and even how long you stay independent. Before we go deeper, let me ask you something. What's the nut you reach for most often? Almonds? Walnuts? Maybe peanuts because they're everywhere? Share it in the comments. I love hearing what people snack on, and I'll look through to see which ones you're choosing. Who knows, your answer might spark the next video. Now let's dive in together. The first nut you want in your daily routine is almonds. Picture a small handful, maybe the size of your palm. That one little serving gives you about the same calcium as a quarter cup of milk. For your bones, especially after 60, that's gold. Strong bones aren't just about avoiding fractures. They're about staying active, walking without fear, playing with your grandkids, bending down in the garden. But calcium alone doesn't do the job. Here's where almonds really shine. They carry magnesium that works hand in hand with calcium, making sure it goes into your bones instead of building up in your arteries where it can harden and hurt your heart. It's like a natural traffic director, sending the nutrients to the right place. Almonds also bring a shield of antioxidants. Most of it hides in the skin, where flavonoids team up with vitamin E to fight what's called oxidative stress. That's the process that slowly damages cells over time, leading to memory problems, weaker immunity, and making your skin age faster. When you add almonds to your routine, you're not just feeding your bones, you're protecting your brain and your skin too. And the healthy fats in almonds? They're the same kind you find in olive oil. They help lower bad cholesterol and keep your arteries flexible. For someone over 60, that means a steadier heart and a body that moves blood the way it's supposed to. The second nut is walnuts, the one that looks like a little brain. And that shape is no accident. Walnuts are packed with omega-3 fatty acids, the building blocks that keep your brain cells flexible and able to talk to each other. Think of them like the oil that keeps the gears of your mind turning smoothly. Just an ounce a day has been linked in studies to better memory and faster thinking in older adults. But walnuts do more than feed your brain cells. They bring antioxidants that can actually cross the blood-brain barrier. That's the wall that keeps most things out of your brain. Few foods can do that, but walnuts can. They help calm the tiny fires of inflammation that slowly chip away at memory and focus as you age. And here's a bonus most people don't know. Walnuts naturally carry a bit of melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. If you've noticed your sleep changing as you get older, a handful of walnuts in the evening might help you drift into a deeper rest. Better sleep means better energy, better mood, and even better brain function the next day. Next up are pistachios, those little green gems. They're a champion for your heart. Older adults often face the silent creep of high blood pressure, and pistachios are one of the few snacks that can actually help push it back down. They're rich in potassium, which balances out the effects of salt in your body. Think of potassium as the gentle hand on the scale, keeping your blood pressure steady. In clinical studies, seniors who added pistachios saw real drops in their numbers. And if you're managing blood sugar, pistachios are a friend. They don't cause big spikes because they release energy slowly, thanks to their mix of protein, fiber, and healthy fats. That means fewer energy crashes and steadier numbers for anyone watching diabetes or prediabetes. Pistachios also carry compounds called lutein and zeaxanthin, which protect your eyes. They help shield the macula, the part of your eye responsible for sharp vision. As you get older, that protection can mean the difference between reading clearly and struggling with blurry spots. Some research even hints that these same compounds help keep your mind alert. So with pistachios, you're protecting both sight and thought in one small snack. The fourth nut on your side is the Brazil nut. This one comes with a twist. It's incredibly powerful because of selenium, a trace mineral most people don't get enough of. Selenium keeps your thyroid humming, your immune system ready, and even shields your brain cells. But here's the catch. One big Brazil nut can give you all the selenium you need for the day. Eat more than two, and you risk overloading your system, which can cause fatigue, stomach upset, and even nerve issues. So think of Brazil nuts not as a snack, but as a daily supplement nature wrapped in a shell. One a day is all you need. Adding these 4 nuts to your routine can build a foundation for stronger bones, a sharper mind, and a steadier heart. But the other side of the story matters just as much. Because while some nuts help you thrive, others can slowly work against you, especially after 60 when your body handles nutrients and toxins differently. The first one to be careful with is peanuts. They're everywhere, cheap, easy, and not actually a nut but a legume that grows underground. That's where the problem starts. Peanuts can carry molds that produce something called aflatoxins, tiny compounds that damage liver cells over time. Even small amounts can add up, especially if your liver is already working hard processing medications or dealing with age-related changes. And peanuts are heavy in omega-6 fats. In small doses that's fine, but most processed foods already load you up with omega-6. Too much pushes your body into a pro-inflammatory state, which can make arthritis worse, stress your heart, and even affect cognitive decline. If you love peanuts, treat them like a dessert, not a daily staple. Cashews are another one to keep in check. They're smooth and buttery, but they hide more carbs than most nuts. That means they can spike blood sugar faster, which is a concern if you're watching diabetes or prediabetes. They also carry oxalates, compounds that can bind with calcium and form kidney stones. For anyone with a history of kidney issues, that's a risk you don't want to ignore. It doesn't mean you can never have cashews, but it does mean they should be an occasional treat, not a habit. Macadamia nuts, the rich, buttery ones, are next. They pack a huge amount of calories and saturated fat in a tiny handful. That combination can raise LDL cholesterol and creep your weight up before you realize it. And unlike almonds or walnuts, macadamias don't give you much protein or fiber to keep you full. That makes it easy to overeat without feeling satisfied. For anyone managing heart health or mobility, keeping macadamias rare is the safer path. And then there are pine nuts, the little ones you find in gourmet dishes. They can trigger something called pine mouth, a strange metallic taste that lingers for days and kills your appetite. For older adults, especially those already struggling to keep weight on, that's more than an annoyance. Can lead to unintended weight loss. Pine nuts also have compounds that can interact with common medications, from blood pressure drugs to antidepressants. And their small, slippery shape makes them a choking risk for anyone with dry mouth or swallowing issues. If you enjoy them, keep them rare and mindful. So here's where we are now. You've met the 4 nuts that can help you thrive and the 4 that need caution. But knowing is only the first step. The real power comes when you start shaping your habits, choosing what goes in your pantry, and making every handful count. And that's where we're heading next, because understanding is only half the story. Living it, feeling the difference in your energy, your strength, and your clarity, that's where it all comes together. Picture yourself opening your pantry tomorrow morning. On one side, you've got the almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and that little container with just a few Brazil nuts waiting for you. On the other side, maybe there's a jar of peanuts or a bag of cashews. This is the moment that sets the tone for your health every single day. Because every handful you choose is like casting a vote for the kind of body and mind you want to carry into the next decade. Here's a simple step that makes this easier. Create 2 zones in your kitchen. The everyday zone and the sometimes zone. Put your almonds, walnuts, pistachios, and Brazil nuts in the everyday spot, somewhere easy to grab. Then take the peanuts, cashews, macadamias, and pine nuts and put them in a different container, away from the daily flow. This tiny shift changes what you reach for without forcing you to think every time. It turns a choice into a habit, and habits are what build long-term health. Now let's talk about portion. Nuts are dense little packages of energy. That's why they can be so powerful and so easy to overdo. The trick is to serve yourself, not the bag. pour a small handful into a ramekin or even a small bowl. When you see the portion, your brain registers it and you're far less likely to overeat without noticing. For Brazil nuts, make it a ritual. 1 nut a day, like taking a daily vitamin. This keeps selenium at the sweet spot where it helps your thyroid and brain without tipping into too much. And here's another layer most people skip. Storing your nuts the right way matters. Walnuts and Brazil nuts, with their healthy fats, can go rancid quietly if they sit in a warm pantry. That rancid fat doesn't just taste off. It changes those helpful compounds into harmful ones. Keep those two in the fridge, sealed tight. Almonds and pistachios are a little sturdier but still like a cool, dry place. That small act of care keeps the nutrients intact and your body gets what it's supposed to. As you bring these nuts into your daily rhythm, pay attention to how your body responds. Notice your energy through the day. Do you feel steadier? Are your joints a little less stiff? Is your thinking a bit clearer? Sometimes the changes are subtle at first, but they add up. And if you're managing blood pressure or blood sugar, watch those numbers over a few weeks. Food like this can quietly shift the entire landscape of your health. You might be wondering, what if you're already on medications? That's an important question. Certain nuts can enhance or interfere with the way drugs work in your body. Brazil nuts, because of selenium and thyroid function, should be balanced carefully if you're on thyroid meds. Pine nuts can interact with blood pressure or cholesterol medications. Even something as simple as peanuts can stress your liver if it's processing multiple prescriptions. This is why it's worth a quick chat with your doctor or pharmacist. Bring up the nuts you eat. Most people never do, but that conversation can fine-tune your plan and keep everything working together instead of against each other. And remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about consistency. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start with one swap. Maybe it's replacing your afternoon peanuts with a handful of walnuts, or adding that single Brazil nut to breakfast. Small, steady changes build a foundation you can stand on for years. Think about your future self for a moment. A year from now, 5 years from now. Every step you take today is a gift to that version of you. Choosing the nuts that protect your heart could mean more energy to play with your grandkids. Picking the ones that shield your brain might give you more clarity to enjoy conversations and memories. It's not just food. It's the way you shape the life you want to live. Now here's something powerful you can do right now. Go to your kitchen after this video and look at what's sitting on your shelf. Do a quick audit. Which nuts are helping you? Which ones might be quietly working against you? That 5-minute check can spark the beginning of a whole new approach to your health. Before we wrap this up, let's bring it back to the heart of why this matters. After 60, every meal, every snack carries a little more weight. Your body processes nutrients differently. Your bones, heart, and brain are more sensitive to what you feed them. But that's not a reason to feel anxious. It's an invitation, because the choices you make now can pay off in energy, independence, and joy for years to come. You now have the knowledge to use something as simple as nuts to support your body in powerful ways. For to embrace every day. For to handle with care. It's not about restriction. It's about intention. About knowing what serves you and leaning into it. So here's my question to you as we finish this conversation. Which of these changes will you start with this week? Will it be adding almonds for your bones? Walnuts for your brain? Pistachios for your heart? Or maybe you'll take that first step of moving the peanuts into the sometimes jar. Share your plan below. I'd love to hear it, and you might inspire someone else who's on the same journey. And if you found this helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend, a neighbor, or someone in your family who's thinking about their health. Sometimes it's these small conversations that ripple out and change lives. Take this knowledge, make it yours, and let every handful you choose be a step toward the strong, vibrant life you deserve.